Hello all. Now we will discuss the two materials for the first meeting and the second meeting. Okay, we start from the meaning of syntax. So what is syntax? Jackson in 2007 states syntax is arranged together as literally meaning. It means that syntax is the study of the central part of grammar, involving the analysis of sentence into their constituents, including clauses, phrases, and words. Syntax consider both the form of sentence elements, such kind of noun phrase, and their function. For example, subject of the clause. The discussion in this chapter encounter many grammatical terms, including noun, verb, preposition, relative clause, subject, nominative, agreement, and passive. So syntax means the sentence construction. It studies how words group together to make phrases, sentences grammatically. The issues of syntax deals with the principal words order. In English, we cannot string words into a sentence randomly. Okay, now we can see the examples here. From these three sentences, we know that the best sentence is the sentence number 1. We clearly find the subject is the president, and then the predicate is it, and last one, the object is a burger. So the contrast between the first and the third sentence shows that in English, the word that denotes the activity of eating must precede the word that refers to the entity that was being eaten. In this example, we have the burger. However, for the second and the third sentence, they don't have a good sentence arrangement. In the second and the third sentence, we see that the word burger precedes it, so it is different with the sentence number 1. We must also ensure that the two elements, the and a, precede words president and burger, because the and president together form a unit, in the same way that a and burger do. Our syntactic framework will have to be able to explain why it is that words group themselves together. First and foremost, syntax deals with how sentences are constructed. However, not all languages have the same words order. In English, the subject comes before the verb and the object follows the verb. In this section, we will look at the smallest building block of syntax, namely words. The following is the explanation how they can be grouped into word classes. From this following sentence, we know only certain single words can fill the gap to complete the sentence number 1. In the first sentence, Desi wanted blah blah blah. So the gap can be filled as in the second sentence. So you can see that Desi wanted to live, browse, relax, or sleep. The sentence number 1 will be called grammatical if it doesn't let incomplete. The words to complete the sentence is not all will randomly, but it must be only verbs. The verb is in the single form or verb 1. It means that there is no addition, the verbs, or without any addition or grammar properties like inflectional. Consider the sentence number 3a, b, and c. They are similar, but the words inappropriate since they are not verbs. Okay, from now, let's remember our last lesson about word classes. Okay, the first one. So we discussed about verbs with the symbol V. Verb is one of the words class that has essential role in sentence. It is also understood as a predicate or predication. The essential of the word class can be seen from its function. The major function of verbs is to express what is known as predication. A predicate expresses an event in a sentence. We will discuss about intransitive, transitive, and the transitive verbs. First one, intransitive verbs. Each of these verbs requires a single participant, the entity involved in the event or action which the verbs express. Verbs with only one participant or argument are called intransitive verbs, or in simple way, it means the sentence doesn't need object. So the example is Yolanda sneezed. Second one, the volcano erupted. Next, it is transitive verbs. Transitive verb requires two arguments. The arguments are the words that have function as noun. It is called as transitive verbs since we need object after the predicate. So you can see the example, Wanjul read my electronic message, Damaris receive electric bill monthly, and last one, Yolanda avoids the man who shouts at her. Last one, it is the transitive verbs. The transitive verb has three arguments. So you can see the example, Susan sent a letter to his beloved mother. Jane bought a dictionary for her son. Ken handed the letter to the boss. So the verbs in sentence 1, 2, and 3 are the transitive. Their pattern is X, verb Y, to or for Z. Typically, the participant will be someone performing the action as the subject, and then an item being acted, and last one, a receiver of the act. So you can see the three examples of the transitive verbs. When we are talking about verbs, we should also understand about tenses and mood. Tenses are grammatical categories associated with verbs, but I think I don't need to explain about tenses here. Second one, mood is a grammatical category with marked properties such as possibility, probability, and certainty. Languages tend to distinguish between actual events, as in the sentence number 1, and also hypothetical events, as in the sentence number 2. So you can differ between Yolanda is going to French tomorrow, and the second one, Yolanda would go to French tomorrow if she was healthy enough. Next, we will discuss about noun. So noun is a word that names people, things, animals, place, and abstract things. Okay, now we will talk about adjective. Adjective indicate physical properties of nouns, including their size, shape, color, and so on. They also indicate qualities. There are two basic functions which adjectives fulfill, such as the attributive and the predicative functions. Attributive adjective directly modify a noun and normally have a fixed position. So for example here, a beautiful girl. Second one, predicative function of adjective means that the adjective takes function as predicate in a sentence. So for example, she is angry. I'm not angry with you. Next, it is about adverbs. Adverb is a word which modifies or describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. For example, suddenly, slowly, and gradually. English adjectives are distinguished from adverbs because they don't generally occur in the same syntactic situation. Adjectives modify nouns. For example, a strange song. And adverbs modify the adjective. For example, strangely sad song. Here, we also provide types of adverb. For example, adverb of time, adverb of manner, adverb of degree, adverb of modality, adverb of frequency, adverb of place, and last one, adverb of focus. Next, preposition. A preposition introduces a noun or a pronoun. The most typical role of preposition is to mark locative and temporal information in a language, that is, information concerning location and time. In English, prepositions are divided into 6 types, such as preposition of time, preposition of place, preposition of movement, preposition of manner, preposition of purpose, preposition of quantity or measure. In terms of function, many prepositions are optional modifiers of verb. Pronoun is a word used in place of one or more nouns. It may stand for a person, place, thing, or idea. Conjunction is used to relate two words, phrases, clauses, or paragraphs. We have 4 types of conjunction. The first one, coordinate conjunction, to relate two same grammatical construction. And the second one, we have correlative conjunction. It is used in pair. And then subordinate conjunction. It is used to create adverbial clause. And last one, conjunctive adverb is used to relate two independent clause which is logically same. Next, it is about determiner. So determiner is a word that introduces a noun. So determiner consists of an, a, every, this, those, the, etc. So you can see the example. Next, interjection. Interjection, it is an exclamatory word that expresses emotion. So the example is, alas, he failed. Oi, look at me. Oh goodness, what a cute baby. For this meeting, we will discuss about phrase structure rules. Phrase is understood as the group of words that go together to make up a unit in a sentence. They have contribution in a sentence. They have function equivalent into determiners, nouns, verbs, adverbs, preposition, and other word classes. Then we are going to discuss about 5 phrases. The first one, noun phrases. The main word in a noun phrase or NP is a noun or a pronoun. There are a number of subclasses of nouns have pronouns. The structure of the typical noun phrase may be represented semantically in the following way, where the parents indicate elements of the structure that may be observed. Determiners, words like the, a, those, some, introduce noun phrases. Modifiers are units that are dependent on the main word and can be omitted. Modifiers that come before the noun are called pre-modifiers, and those that come after the noun are post-modifiers. Here are the examples of possible structures of noun phrases, as the main noun is books. Some popular books on astronomy. Second, a verb phrase. A verb phrase is the main verb and one or more helping verbs. Helping verbs are the words that accompany verb in constructing the grammatical sentence and giving the meaning. The verb phrases are bold in the sentences. These examples will help you to understand the usage of verb phrases. Number 1 until number 3 are clear enough. Now let's see the example for number 4 till 7. Number 4. We had never witnessed. Never is an adverb modifying the main verb, witness, and is not part of the verb phrase. Number 5. Will you remember my address and phone number? You is the pronoun subject of the sentence and is not part of the verb phrase. Number 6. Is Yolanda practicing her piano now? Yolanda is the sentence subject and is not part of the verb phrase. And last one, the runner had not been passed by any of the other contestants. Not here is an adverb and is not part of the verb phrase. Adjective phrase. An adjective phrase is a prepositional phrase that modifies a noun or a pronoun. This phrase answers the questions which one. The adjective phrase follows right after the noun or pronoun that it modifies or describes. Generally, if you cannot logically move the prepositional phrase within the sentence, it is most often an adjective phrase. Remember that an adjective phrase contains no verb. Now, let's see these 3 sentences. Some programs at our local library were requested last year. So it describes some programs in our local library. Second, the woman in this photograph is my aunt. It describes the woman in the photograph. And last one, the programs on her favorite television station are often repeated. It describes that the program on her favorite television station which are often repeated. Adverb phrase. A prepositional phrase that answers any of these questions such as when, where, how, why, under what condition or to what degree is an adverb phrase. If you can logically move the prepositional phrase within the sentence, it is probably an adverb phrase. Remember that an adverb phrase contains no verb. So now you can see 4 examples of the adverb of phrase. From the first sentence, we walk after dinner. It is asking about the time or when did we walk. So the answer is after dinner. Second one, the little boys and girls run into the hallway. So it is answer for the question where. And the third sentence, John built the wooden seat with much assistance. So the question is about under what conditions. And last one, the underdog candidate won the state election by a landslide. So the question is about to what degree. Prepositional phrase begins with the preposition and usually ends with a noun or pronoun. Practically, it can be understood prepositional phrases by analyzing the prepositional phrases in these sentences below. The prepositional phrase is underlined in each sentence. So we will see for the first till the third examples. The word that ends the prepositional phrases is the object of the preposition. So for the sentence number 4 and 5, the prepositional phrases are underlined and the objects of the preposition are italicized. Let's see these three diagrams. The first diagram with the sentence, "The postwoman called the doctor." It explains that a sentence obviously contains of a phrases. Of course, a sentence may contain more than 2 phrases and even as many as phrases. The phrases could be as demonstrative phrases, noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, prepositional phrase, and so on. So this is the end of our section. You already learned about grammatical unit and its symbols. See you and goodbye.